Big economic news today with the release of the Consumer Price Index report, and it comes just a day ahead of the Federal Reserve's last policy decision of the year.
And both investors and consumers are waiting on that last decision to hear if interest rates will change enough to relieve prices on mortgages. Here to break it all down with us is ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous.
Always good to see you.
So happy to see you. Okay, so the number is out.
Yeah.
It's 3.1%.
Right.
Read the tea leaves for us. What does 3.1% mean for us?
I'm going to start with the good news. Inflation is cooling down. The bad news is it's happening really slowly. In fact, a lot of people would say painfully slowly. The one area we're seeing it right away is gas prices. They're down about 6% compared to this time last year. In fact, half of the gas stations in the country now selling gas for under $3 a gallon. So that's a big help. But it's still stubbornly high in other areas of the economy, like food. You see there milk, fruits and vegetables costing more. Little relief on the poultry, fish and eggs, but rent, a big part of everybody's budget, up nearly 0.5% year over year. So if you take a step back, big picture, inflation was 9.1% in June of last year. Remember that? The Fed raised interest rates 11 times to get it down. It's clearly working, but they say that last mile is the hardest. The Fed wants inflation at 2%. It seems to be hanging out at 3%.
That's why they call it the last mile of the way there. Now, the Fed's last policy announcement is tomorrow based on this report right here. Do we think interest rates will finally come down?
I like to call this a Goldilocks situation for the Fed because inflation is slowing. We're not falling into a recession. The job market is strong, not red hot like it was last year, but solid. Consumer spending has pulled back a little bit, but it's hanging on. So it gives the Fed some breathing room. They're expected to leave interest rates unchanged for the third straight time next month. And some are even saying we could see an interest rate cut by the spring of next year.
Oh, that sounds like possibly good news for people. Let's talk mortgage rates, because that's one of those places where you're really watching those interest rates.
Yeah.
They've been so high, it's really prevented a lot of people from buying and selling homes. Do you think it's going to get any easier for people?
So I'm going to do something I normally don't do, which is give you more good news because mortgage rates for the 6th week in a row are actually down. So mortgage rates for the 30-year fixed loan closer to 7% now. They were more than 8% in October. So they're trending lower. Bad news, of course, is that inventory remains low, prices remain high. And as we were talking about earlier, it's tougher to get a loan for a lot of folks because banks are so stingy with who they're lending money to. You have to have a really stellar credit report to get the best rate out there. But if the Fed continues to stay pat or cut rates next year, we could see those mortgage rates continue to come down.
All right, holiday shopping season is here. And with this new report right here, how can we make the best decisions?
It's financial stress. So many people are under financial stress right now, and the thing you need to do is set a budget. I know it sounds easy, hard to do. Lots of folks don't do it. Make a budget, then stick to it. That's the hard part. Set expectations. Talk to family and friends if you feel comfortable about it and say, look, I can't do what I normally would do this year. Things just aren't where I need them to be. Maybe instead of buying for every single person in the family, you do a Secret Santa this year, or you just buy for the kids. Get creative. I'm not crafty. I wish that I were, but I like to do digital photo books or make a playlist of songs that are meaningful. Those gifts can sometimes have more meaning. And lastly, this is a big one, and I have a problem with it, is just delegate responsibilities. You know, if you're hosting the holiday, have other people bring like a dish or two. You know, spread the cheer, spread the responsibility, I like to say.
Yeah, and you have to be honest about it all.
It's hard, but yes, it helps you and everyone else in the long run.
ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous, thank you so much
Great
for being with us.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.